Now, how important is the prayer or the intention set by the facilitator and then even by the attendees? In the sound baths and medicinal healings that I've sat with indigenous people of North America and South America, there's a very strong container. And if that container isn't a healthy container, people can actually get really sick and hurt.
Now, on to intention. Let me take a breath.
Please.
So, Stephen, I was finishing my dissertation at Lesley University, and I had a pile of papers about Yo-Hi. And I'm in front of my computer, which is using a DOS operating system, dark screen, amber letters. I come from a family of doctors, father, grandfather, brother, all medical doctors. So I had a pretty good, at the time, developed left brain. And I was going to create Goldman's, if you like, encyclopedia of sound healing, where I was going to come up with the frequency that was going to work for all different things, because I'd been collecting all this information for about 2 or 3 years from different doctors, musicians, psychics, healers, you name it. And they were sending me information about what the frequencies that they were using, the sounds that they were using, the mantras that they were using. And I was going to put them all together, and because I'd just been collecting them, and I was now going to correlate them. Start putting it together. I'm in front of the computer. I'm about to input information. But I'm realizing these different people are not in agreement with each other. You have Dr. X, and he's using a specific set of frequencies for one organ, Dr. Y, a different set of frequencies for the same organ. Spiritual Master A using a particular mantra for a particular chakra, Spiritual Master B using a different mantra for the same chakra, or same mantra for a different chakra. And I'm rocking back and forth in this chair going, how can this be? How can this be? This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. And this inner voice says, it is not only the frequency of the sound that creates the effect. It is also the intention of the person making and receiving the sound. And I wrote down this formula: frequency plus intent equals healing. And perhaps you can show that on the screen, or I'll just repeat it again. Frequency plus intent equals healing.
This podcast is brought to you by B Micro, a company I'm deeply passionate about because I founded it in 2018. It's USDA organic freeze-dried microgreens for everyday nutrition and detox. Sprinkle them on any meal or take them as a capsule to enjoy the many healthy benefits. Shop now at bmicro.farm. Use code STEVE15 to save.
Frequency, once again, is the number of vibrations per second of a sound. But intent is, if like, the encodement of consciousness that is put on the sound. My friend Stephen Halpern at one point said that sound is a carrier wave of consciousness. Bingo. That's so very, very true. And after I had this revelation, and I'm teaching a little bit, and I'm sharing with these scientists and doctors, Dr. So-and-so, have you ever thought about the importance of intention? They looked at me like I was a man from another planet, which I well may be, but they weren't supposed to know that. And then, blessed be, over the years, you have people such as Wayne Dyer, who did a PBS special and wrote a book called The Power of Intention. A man by the name of Masaru Emoto. You may have seen his work with water.
Yes.
And he would take distilled water and he would put different, if you like, sometimes they were imprinted words on it, or he would put different
gratitude, love.
Yes.
Or then he'd put hateful things as well.
Right. And hate looked like mud. Oh, and then he would take...
It looks very like 90-degree angles, versus the loving would look more like this. It would look like a snowflake.
Well, look like very much like mud. He would take this, once again, distilled water. He would freeze it, and then as it would unfroze using a device called a dark field microscope, he would basically photograph this water, and it would take on incredible either geometric shapes, if it was positive thoughts, positive music, or look like, really, from my perspective, mud.
Okay.
And on a level, the there are dozens and dozens. You can go all over the internet. We have some great ones on our Healing Sounds website, which were done with his permission, before things really got out of hand. People just took stuff and put it on the internet, which is just great.
And is that healingsounds.com?
Yeah, and I did that because I called the book Healing Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to call it Hermetic Harmonics.
I like alliteration.
Water. So he did one, Masaru Emoto did one, if you like, photograph that really just floored me. It's from the Fujiwara Dam in Japan, which is a polluted dam. The water was polluted, and it looked just like mud when he photographed it. He took the same water, and I actually had to go out of my way to find out what it was, because it was a Buddhist priest chanting the Heart Sutra, Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvaha, for about 20 minutes over this water. We photographed it, and it looks like the most pristine, beautiful snowflake. Mm. And that just blew me away, and I would often show this when I'm doing presentations to people. We go, okay, how much of our body is water? How much of our planet is water? And this kind of shows, if you like, that we can literally reorganize molecular structure with our frequency and our intentionality. Mm-hmm. So once again, this frequency plus intent equals healing is something that, from my perspective, is so very, very important for people to understand. This applies not only, as you were saying, not only to sound, but to use with plant medicines, for use with any sort of thing. It's like, if you like, the field effect, which we're beginning to understand. There's a field that is co-created with us, a quantum field. And this field is generated through mostly our frequency and our intentionality. It's not just a frequency. And I just share with that because I learned that from when I was, presenting these different things for the Lesley University master's program. And you can take almost any sound. And if you encode it or with a specific intentionality, have someone experience this with the intentionality, it'll probably have the effect that is desired. So people get very focused on, this is a frequency for this is a frequency for that. And I go, wow. Well, if you believe it is, probably you're going to have some sort of manifestation. But as we discussed, there's a certain bandwidth, for example, of frequencies that resonate best with the actual human body, as an example. So there are bandwidths that are sort of generic that we need to also be aware of as well.